What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, I'm bringing some more spice here to the Spring Cup. Now, what I will say is I want to talk about what this current rotation is. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same. You may feel different, but that's okay. We currently have the Spring Cup Great League Edition for the second week in a row, along with Master League. Now, I've got nothing against the Spring Cup. I think it was a really fun meta, especially for 1 week. But in my point of view, these specialty cups, I think they're great for a week, and not necessarily 2, especially when you pair with Master League. Now, obviously, I want Master League more often for everyone that loves it. But when it comes to Great League stuff, it would be great to continuously have a little bit of variety week to week. Now, that's just my thoughts on it. The meta is great. You actually can use a lot of different Pokemon, and today we're using Jellicent, Roserade, and Sunny Form Cherrim. Double Weather Ball right here, and just a tip there. My Roserade does have Leaf Storm. I would suggest Grass Knot, but I don't have a lot of charge TMs, and I didn't want to really go through the gauntlet and burn them all. So that would be my option. I'd have Grass Knot instead of Leaf Storm. Everything else looks good to go. We're Hyper Beaming. We're booming today. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, getting into the first battle. Jellicent on the lead versus Abomasnow. Now, Abomasnow can give this team a little bit of trouble, so we're going to go ahead and go into the Cherrim right here, and we do draw out a Pelipper. Now, Pelipper, obviously, doesn't like Hyper Beam, and the opponent is loading up on energy and letting me throw this for free. Watch your ears, everyone. Boom! See ya! Pelipper is gone. It is deleted. My opponent is like, if they were facing me, I'm curious if they just go, I just got boomed by a ZyoniK. A lot of fun. Now we're coming right back here with the Weather Ball. This should be getting a shield from our opponent. They're going to go ahead and commit to the farm down. Now this is where things get really dicey for us. An Abomasnow with energy can be very dangerous. It has core breaking charge moves here. Energy Ball, an Icy Wind, or Weather Ball, depending on what they opted to go for. Now we're going to go ahead and no shield. It is going to be Energy Ball. We can survive it, and then we're going to see if we can get to this Shadow Ball in time. They're going to decide to go for a Weather Ball right here, which is fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and give up a shield, but it was actually another Energy Ball, which pays off a lot better for us. They could have gotten away with Weather Ball right there, I think, or maybe Energy Ball, or not Icy Wind, depending on what they had. We're going to go ahead and counter swap, and they counter swap at the exact same time, and they are running a double grass core right here. It's going to be Abomasnow and Venusaur, which is pretty interesting. We're going to go ahead and go for Weather Balls now, obviously going to be doing super effective damage, and then Sludge Bomb right here is going to hurt. Now, I don't know. I think it's going to do quite a bit. I'm going to let it go, and we do survive, and my hope is that I can get to 2 Weather Balls, but I almost get there. I think I have enough energy, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this Weather Ball, but it's not going to be enough to KO. So I don't have enough for the double, but I get there just in time. So Venusaur is now down, and what this is going to allow us to do is win this game with Jellicent. Abomasnow already threw 2 Energy Balls, so it's not going to be able to get to a double Weather Ball in time, and all I need to do is get to this Surf. So I'm going to go ahead and shield right here, and then we should be able to throw the Surf and knock out the Abomasnow. So that is going to be a good game, very well played. I think had my opponent in that second Energy Ball, had they thrown Weather Ball, I think I lose this game. Boom. See ya. Good battle. All right. Moving into the next one, Jellicent on the lead versus Pelipper. A pretty good matchup right here. We obviously want to try to shield the Hurricane if we can. Hex and Shadow Ball is a really good combination right now, so we're going to go ahead and look to go for that, as it can do a lot of neutral damage. Now, Pelipper can do well against our backline because of the fast move pressure that it can apply with Wing Attack. So what we really want to do is keep Jellicent healthy and stay in this matchup to get rid of this Pelipper, at least get it low. Now, they did go for Hurricane, which is perfect. That was a great shield on our end, and they decided to swap into Ferrothorn. So I'm going to go ahead and overload on energy and go into Cherrim. Ferrothorn is by far the biggest target of our backline, right? We have double Weather Ball users, and Ferrothorns are on a lot of teams. Flash Cannon as well is not enough to one-shot anything right here. So we're going to go ahead and load up and look to go for Weather Ball. Now, Sunny Form Cherrim also has access to Hyper Beam, which is nice as a neutral play against a lot of different stuff, but we're going to go ahead and go for the Weather Ball right here just to get rid of Ferrothorn. I don't want to lose switch advantage. I want to maintain it, and we do take out Ferrothorn, and the opponent's going to come in and farm down with Pelipper. Now, our Jellicent has a lot of energy. Remember, we stayed in against that Ferrothorn for quite a while to make sure we got enough. So, we decided to throw Shadow Ball here on charge attack priority, but they didn't have enough for Hurricane. So, I'm going to go ahead and let this go as it is just a Weather Ball. And now, this Shadow Ball is going to threaten them. Going to be a potential knockout. And it's likely going to be another Grass in the back. So they do decide to let it go. We counter swap, and sure enough, it is a Shadow Victory Bell. So the double Weather Ball team is loving life right now. What I found with this team, Jellicent was a really good pair on the lead. I tried it at first with Dugong, but I found I struggled against Poliwrath. So I shifted to Jellicent lead. And what I found is Weather Ball is such a good move in this meta. There are so many double grass, sometimes triple grass teams out there that Weather Ball can really handle a lot. And then you have really hard hitting coverage moves, whether it's Leaf Storm for the water or just Hyper Beam for like basically anything. And we're going to go ahead and Hex down, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. All right. Moving into the next one, Jellicent on the lead versus Empoleon. Another Pokemon where we basically want to try to stay in. It could be double grass in the back, and obviously with our double grass having double Weather Balls, things are looking pretty good. Now they swap into Lantern, so I'm going to come in with Roserade. And again, this is where I would suggest that you guys have Grass Knot instead of Leaf Storm, but again, I'm low on TM still, so I'm not going to give up the random TM gauntlet to figure out what move I get. I'm instead just going to go ahead and use Leaf Storm, but Grass Knot I think is going to be more efficient because what it does is Leaf Storm will lower your attack. So now we don't hit as hard, which is pretty rough. That's why I said Grass Knot, a little bit better. So we're going to go ahead and go for the next Leaf Storm here. Going to do a lot of neutral damage still. Just because our attack was lower doesn't mean we can't hit like a truck still. Obviously, Jellicent's going to be coming in. And I'm going to make a slight misplay right here. I'm reading that I could swap in with Cherrim and farm down. So what I'm going to do is swap in, and I don't get the farm down. They do get to the next Dropek in time. So this might be a throw on my end, as I'm going to have to shield the Dropek. Final Pokemon is going to be Superior, actually. So we are ahead on energy. Aerial Ace is not enough to one-shot, and our Jellicent does have a lot of energy as well. So I think where our win condition here is going to be with Jellicent, as we should be able to no-shield this Cherrim and get 2 to 3 Weather Balls off. If we get at least 2 Weather Balls off, we're going to be getting a shield and half of the health like we've already seen here from the Superior, which means double Shadow Ball should be able to win this game. So we do throw the next one. They decide to shield. We're going to try to get to the third. Third would be great, but we don't get there in time, unfortunately. So again, I have to let this go. My win condition now is with my Jellicent, which has a lot of energy. As you guys can see, I'm getting close to double Shadow Ball, and my opponent has to be able to throw 2 Aerial Aces in order to potentially win, and even then, I don't think Aerial Ace is going to be enough. Even with the Vine Whip damage right here, yeah, an Aerial Ace from that range, I don't think KOs. I think I survive with like 1 HP. So I'm going to go ahead and shield. It is going to be Frenzy Plant though, so that's a great shield, and now we can go straight for the Shadow Ball, and this should be a good game. The combination of these Pokemon, the synergy that they have is really, really strong. Boom! But again, Abomasnow is probably going to give you the most trouble, but we do have double Weather Balls and Shadow Ball, right? All right, moving to the next one. Lantern here on the lead. We're going to go ahead and swap into Cherrim to get ahead on energy, and they do bring in a Dugong. Dugong can be another tough Pokemon for this team to deal with, and I decided to go for Weather Ball here because I was so concerned that they would throw the Icy Wind, and I get the shield regardless, so that was good. That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping to either land the Hyper Beam or just get the shield, and we got it right there, which is perfect. And now they're probably going to aggressively farm me down, which is fine. I'm going to try to see if I can get to Hyper Beam, but I actually didn't think I was going to make it in time. But looking back at that, I think I would have if I did one more fast move. Yeah, I would have. I would have gotten it. Oh, that's rough. All right, so we got to come in with Jellicent now. Yeah, I think I would have made it right there. Gotta trust in your little Cherrim, right? But Drill Run's here. Going to be doing a decent amount of damage. I think I might just be able to Hex down. But what I'm going to opt to do instead is after a little bit of energy, I'm going to throw the Surf because I'm really concerned that they're going to get to another one in time. I think they were 1 more Ice Shard away right there, maybe 2. 2 at max. I think it was 1 though. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the Dugong. Now obviously Lantern is going to be coming in, And this is where, again, I think Leaf Storm is going to be letting me down, as I'm going to be swapping, or we see Trevenant come in. I get a free Shadow Ball off right here, so this is going to be getting shield number 2. But this is where Leaf Storm is really going to let me down, because now what I have to do is I have to swap into the Roserade, which obviously a 2-0 situation is beautiful for us. I'm going to go ahead and shield the potential Shadow Ball. But what's going to happen is I have to throw a Leaf Storm against Lantern. And Leaf Storm lowers my own attack, which is really rough. Now, I am concerned that this is Thunderbolt. I decided to shield it was just a Surf. But the reason why I shielded that is because, yeah, and as you guys can see, like, I'm just going to be lowering my own attack, so Weather Balls aren't going to hit as hard here. The reason why is because the Shadow Claws, I think, would take us out in time, because now that our attack is lowered, I have to throw 2 Weather Balls in order to win this match. I think I would have had to have thrown 2 anyways, looking back at that. Yeah, I would have probably had to have thrown 2. I think they would have survived in the red there. So good game regardless. Trevenant able to take us down. You can't win them all with this team. But actually, probably the pivotal moment of that game for me was throwing the Hyper Beam there against Dugong instead of all the extra Weather Balls. All right, moving to the next battle. Ferrothorn lead, right? We're going straight into Cherrim, getting ahead on energy, and our opponent is staying in. They might be a bit fearful of this Cherrim in the back as well, because maybe they have double water types. And Cherrim being a grass type with Weather Ball can be something tough to handle if you don't have a direct answer. So we're obviously in a fantastic position here to be safely no shielding mirror shots and going straight Weather Balls, as it's going to be doing a lot of super effective damage. Now I decided to throw the next one right away because this Ferrothorn is opting to stay in, which means we're likely going to be able to KO it here or get a shield, which we do get it. And now we're still going to be safe from Mirror Shot. They've already shown they've had Mirror Shot. I wouldn't imagine Mirror Shot and Flash Cannon, so we can easily survive that. Now they swap into Tentacruel, and this is what I thought was maybe a misplay on my opponent, potentially. Or maybe they got flustered potentially a bit, or with the Cherrim swap in. But the poison jabs are super effective, right? We are a pure grass typing here, so the Jellicent, or the Tentacruel, I should say, would have been a fantastic counter right there. We would have gone straight Hyper Beam in that situation. But regardless, we're going to be coming back in here with the Jellicent and looking to load up on energy. If the Tentacruel is likely the best answer to grass types, with as being a water, I think our Roserade is going to do very well in the end game. So we're going to go ahead and keep no shielding right here and then look to go for Shadow Ball now that we're basically at 100 energy. You never really want to overcap if you can avoid it, as Shadow Ball now gets a shield. They decided to shield, so now I'm starting to question what they have in the back. I'm going to throw Shadow Ball right away, and then we're going to look to see what it's going to be. My guess is maybe Poliwrath. So I'm going to go ahead and come in with the Roserade basically right away to get ahead on energy. They're deciding to stay in with Ferrothorn, and we can safely no shield. Again, we know the move set here, as it's just going to be a mirror shot. And now we're just going to look to go for the Weather Ball soon. We're going to overload on energy. If it's another water back there, they are in trouble. I'm going to opt to shield this mirror shot. I don't want to get myself too low in case it is a Poliwrath, and I'm going to need some health to avoid the counter damage. So we're going to go ahead and throw Weather Ball. 1-0 shields is still a real nice situation to be in. Boom, down goes Ferrothorn. It's actually another grass. It's superior. So this makes a lot of sense why they were so hesitant to the Cherrim swap, and it threw them for a loop at first, because you can't come in with superior. You really can't stay in with Ferrothorn. Tentacruel is the only answer, but in hindsight, that was probably going to be the better play on their end, but we double boom with Weather Balls. This is what this team does. It is a lot of fun. Good game. All right, next one, Slurpuff here on the lead. Now, Slurpuff has another core-breaking potential, like a lot of Pokemon in this meta who have coverage to grass and coverage to water types. And this combination is going to be Energy Ball and Flamethrower. Now, Energy Ball we can survive, and I'm going to look to go for the Shadow Ball here. But what I don't want to do is just give up my Cherrims, my grass types, just yet. I want to try to get, because I can't read their team. I don't know if they have double grass or double water in the back. But what I'm trying to do is get switch advantage. Now, I do get switch, so I'm going to counter swap, and they bring in Shadow Mawile. So thankfully, I kept my Jellicent alive, because that is going to come in clutch here at the end. Weather Balls obviously is a beautiful charge move to be having when you're facing off against Mawile and Ferrothorn backline. Everything is super effective. It is very low energy and it's very spammy. So we're going to be able to get to the second one right here. We do get the shield. Shadow Mawile is going to be able to farm down. Now, we got the Mawile so low, and if you look at our Jellicent's health, we're going to be able to farm down with Hex. I will give up a shield here if it's Power Up Punch, like I gotta, because I need to do as much Hex damage as possible. But they opted to go for Iron Head instead. And now I'm able to get this Surf. This is pivotal for me. Absolutely crucial, as the Surf here will be able to KO. We're obviously going straight into the Roserade, and that is a good game. Very well played. They do decide to surrender. All right, moving to the next one. Mawile on the lead. Okay, so Mawile, good lead for us. We can't read just yet if it's double grass, double water in the back, but again, it's going to be a Ferrothorn safe swap, so we're bringing in that Cherrim right away. Weather Ball spam is obviously going to be the thing to do. I'm going to mention this just because it's very important for any new trainers watching. I know a lot of you guys are experienced, seasoned competitors and battlers in Go Battle League, but just because we have a hard-hitting move on Hyper Beam doesn't mean necessarily want to use in this situation, right? There's typings that get involved. Hyper Beam's going to be resisted by Steel. The Weather Ball is double super effective. Just so you know, just something, lesson to learn or something to know with regards to how the damage works out. That's just all for the brand new players. Welcome. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go for another Weather Ball here. Same situation against Mawile. It is putting in the work that we need. We get a shield as well. We have another one ready to go. The Cherrim Roserade combination, I'm telling you guys, is so much fun to use if you guys have them built. Obviously, I've been playing for a long time. We do see an Empoleon swap in, so I'm going to go ahead and go for another Weather Ball. I've been playing Go Battle League for a long time, so I'm able to build up these rosters over the years. This isn't something I necessarily just built just for today, right? I've been building these Pokemon over the years. As Shadow Ball now is going to be, boom, see ya, Empoleon. And this combination, I'm telling you, everything outside of what I've really seen is basically Abomasnow and Dugong. Has been very fun to play against with this team, as we can safely let this charge move go through. It is going to be another power-up punch, but Shadow Ball should be able to take this one for us, and that is going to be a good game. Double Weather Ball spam is deadly. It's very fun to use, as Shadow Ball here is going to be taking out the Mawile, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. All right, we have one more, and it is going to be Jellicent versus Poliwrath. Very, very good lead for us, especially with our backline. This is the kind of situation where you don't want to be using your grass to beat the Poliwrath. You want to be using Jellicent. It's purely based on resistances and typing here, right? The Jellicent, we do see a swap out into Roserade, so we're going to come into the mirror. Roserade's obviously both going to be spamming Weather Ball, but because we have the 2-to-1 shield advantage, we can easily take switch from them. Weather Ball will be enough to do like 90% of the health, but again, I don't need to shield the first one. I can shield the second one if need be, as they do decide to let it go. We're going to go ahead and throw here, and we actually win charge attack priority. So actually, I do have a low IV attack Roserade, so just got it through right there against them. But now, what I'm actually going to do is no shield here. Because I got them so low and I got the 2-to-0 shields, I think we're actually pretty safe to come back in with Jellicent, because what I can do with Cherrim is throw the Hyper Beam against Poliwrath. Now, we're going to go ahead and throw Shadow Ball here against Ferrothorn. We have the 2-to-0 shields, everyone. Jellicent is extremely safe against Ferrothorn in this situation because of the fact that Ferrothorn's big damage is going to be Power Whip, right? We can easily stop that. Yes, Bullet Seeds are super effective damage, but look, it's not doing that much. All we need to do is just gracefully overload on energy, float like we are with the Jellicent here, because Hex and Shadow Ball is going to be taking care of this game for us. We get rid of Ferrothorn. Final Pokemon is going to be the Poliwrath, and unfortunately for Poliwrath, they just don't have the damage or shields remaining in order to win this game, as we can let the Icy Wind go through. we're going to go for Shadow Ball here, and then we're going to look to swap out into Cherrim to get ahead on energy, as Bullet Seed and Weather Ball should be able to take this one. We will obviously shield the potential Icy Wind just to ensure that we can win this game. We don't want that to accidentally one-shot us, and then just close it out with a Weather Ball here, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. I was seeing if I could get to the Hyper Beam in time to get him with 1 HP, but I wasn't getting there, so that is going to be a good game. Poliwrath goes down. This team overall, a lot of fun. Some really good positive sets right here. And something unique that you guys could try in the Spring Cup is going to be Jellicent, double Weather Ball, so the Roserade and the Cherrim. There are legacy moves there on Roserade. It's going to be the Bullet Seed and the Weather Ball. Cherrim, no legacies there, and Jellicent, obviously, no legacies. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.